Once upon a time, in a small village in a valley, there lived one shopkeeper. His shop was important to the villagers because he sold things like rice, spices, and oil. But shopkeeper was always worried. He often thought, what if I lose my customers? What if I don't make enough money? What will happen to me in the future? In the same village, there lived a kind and wise monk. Every morning, wise monk visited his shop to buy a little rice and oil for his meals. He always smiled and said a few kind words, but shopkeeper, busy with his work and worries, didn't pay much attention. One day, a terrible storm hit the village. The river overflowed, flooding fields and houses. Many villagers came to his shop, asking to buy food and supplies. When shopkeeper checked his stock, he became very scared. I don't have enough to last the week. What will happen if more people come? What if I can't restock my shop? What if I lose everything? He cried. At that moment, the wise monk entered the shop. He saw that shopkeeper looked very worried and asked, "Why are you so troubled, shopkeeper?" "Monk," shopkeeper said, "the storm has ruined everything. If I give away my supplies, I might not have enough left for myself. What will I do?" Monk smiled kindly and said, "Let me tell you a story. Long ago, there was a farmer. One year, there was a drought, and his well dried up. Without water, his crops started dying. The farmer prayed every day for rain. His neighbors laughed at him and said, "Prayers won't bring water to your well." But the farmer didn't stop. Instead, he started digging a new well, saying, "I believe water will come if I work hard and trust in God." The farmer dug for weeks. He became tired and almost gave up, but he kept going. One day, his shovel hit something hard. It was an underground spring. Fresh water filled his new well, and there was enough for him and the entire village. The farmer didn't just sit and wait for a miracle. He had faith and worked hard, trusting that things would get better. Faith is not about waiting, it's about doing your best and believing that help will come. Shopkeeper listened carefully to the story. He thought about it and realized that worrying wouldn't solve his problems. He needed to trust and take action. Shopkeeper opened his shop to everyone who needed food, even those who couldn't pay. The villagers were very grateful. Some brought extra rice from their homes to help him. Others helped fix his shop, which had been damaged by the storm. After the storm passed, shopkeeper found that his shop was fuller than before, not just with supplies but with kindness and love from the villagers. One evening, as shopkeeper was sitting outside his shop, Monk came by and smiled. "Monk," shopkeeper said, "your story taught me something important. Faith isn't just waiting for things to get better. It's trusting that if I do the right thing, life will help me in return." Monk nodded and said, "Yes, faith is powerful. It helps us overcome fear and brings people together." From that day on, shopkeeper lived with faith in his heart. His shop became a place of hope and kindness for the entire village, and he was no longer afraid of the future. If we see in our life, we often worry about things beyond our control, what might happen in the future, what we might lose, or how we'll handle the challenges ahead. Like the shopkeeper, we can easily become overwhelmed by fear and doubt. But the story teaches us that worrying alone never solves problems. True strength comes from having faith in ourselves, taking action, and trusting that help will come when we do our best. Just as the farmer's faith and hard work brought water to his well, the shopkeeper learned that by sharing and acting with kindness, support would come from unexpected places. When we face difficult times, we can choose to trust that if we do what is right and put in the effort, things will improve. Life has a way of returning our kindness and efforts when we believe in the goodness of the world and act with faith. So, if you find yourself anxious about the future or uncertain about what lies ahead, remember the shopkeeper's lesson: faith is not just waiting for things to get better, it's doing your best and trusting that, in time, everything will fall into place. Keep faith in yourself, act with kindness, and trust that help will come when you need it most.